The shocking sight of the impact of plastic waste. It can smother and entangle. Items used just once and then thrown away prove fatal. I've seen the effects for myself. This baby albatross in the Pacific had swallowed a plastic hook. The chick was rescued, but all too often they die.
And it looks like we're going to be able to get it out. There we go.
So how much plastic is out there? We watch as nets are deployed by a research vessel from Plymouth Marine Laboratory. The nets are dragged through the water, and every single sample brought back on board is found to contain some plastic. About a third of it from bags and wrapping. The latest estimate is that as much as 8 million tons of plastic waste enters the oceans every year. And while the bigger pieces like plastic bags are bad enough, the really small fragments of plastic may be even more damaging. What happens underwater is that a bag will eventually break apart in the waves and tides, leaving behind a blizzard of microscopically small particles. At Exeter University, each click counts one of those tiny pieces of plastic. In a batch of mussels, there are lots of them. And this video captures the remarkable scene of plankton ingesting fluorescent plastic, which then enters the food chain. So scientists are looking at what it means for people eating an average amount of seafood.
The estimate has been that they might consume 11,000 tiny pieces of plastic over the course of a year. And obviously the challenge for us is to work out, well, does that cause any harm? Is it unpleasant? Is it something that we don't particularly want to do? But is it causing a significant harm compared to other kinds of chemicals? We don't know that yet.
More plastic waste is added all the time. The plastics industry says it isn't to blame, because what matters is how we all throw rubbish away.
Plastics is not the enemy. Plastics brings many benefits to society, including saving energy, including preventing food waste, and it's responsible for the very high levels of healthcare and hygiene that we experience today. The real enemy is the irresponsible disposal of used plastics products.
1,000 metres deep in the corals off Scotland and there's plastic waste. And back on the research ship, another sample finds more plastic. Charging for bags should mean that fewer are used, but there's so much plastic in the oceans already that the threat will last for decades. David Shukman, BBC News in Plymouth.